Hello, I have been asked to share stories from the Bible, so I thought I would start with the story of Jacob, a man that tries to do his own thing for a long time and eventually finds the right thing to do through the Lord. Jacob's name means liar or deceiver, and most of his life he lived like that. He lived up to his name. He always tried to do his own way. He had a twin brother, and they were always fighting. So the first thing we can learn from Jacob is that we learn from the examples of our parents. Jacob's parents chose, as I said, Jacob had a brother, so Jacob's father chose one son and his mother chose Jacob. And of course that would cause lots of trouble in the family, and eventually the one brother wanted to kill Jacob and he had to run away. When he got to his next family, they also deceived him, actually more than he could deceive them. And eventually he would have 12 children and 13 children, 12 sons, one daughter. And lots of trouble would happen because he also chose one son as his favorite as well. He just, over and over, families couldn't seem to learn the disadvantages of trying to, as you say, play favorites. So we need to learn, of course, the good things our parents teach us as they teach us things about life, things about the Bible, but we need to be careful of the bad things we learn as well and try to avoid them. The second thing we can learn from Jacob is that his actions had a cause and an effect. As I said, the cause was that he always thought he had to do his own thing. As I said, his name meant deceiver. So he always tried to do things that would benefit him with his family, with his friends, and even with God. So over and over, he tried to do selfish things. In the end, all of the things that he tried turned out to be disaster. He had to run away from his family twice. He had to wrestle with God even. At one time, as you see in a picture here, he saw a ladder of angels going up and down from heaven. So he always tried to do his own things, but the effect, the thing that happened was always bad until he finally chose God's plan. And when he did, he received blessings on his own life, his family's life, and on everything he had. Finally, the lesson we can learn from Jacob for today is that God always had a plan. It seemed that Jacob always wanted to try to do his own thing, but God had promised Jacob's grandfather that he would be a blessing to the world, that through his family, the whole world would be blessed. Jacob had two children by the name of Judah and Levi. One became the priest family, and the other one became the family of royalty. Through those two families, another person was born that eventually achieved God's plan of bringing people back together with him. So it is through Jacob that God's plan came through, even though at times Jacob tried his best to fight God's plan. But when he finally accepted God's plan, his life became full of peace, and God even changed his name to Israel, meaning one who struggles with God. And of course today we have a nation named after him who is a blessing to the world as well. So I hope you have learned a few things about Jacob today in our story, and that we can learn from more people later. Thank you.